Hello again, hungry people. If this is your first time here, my name is Joe, and this is the Joe is Hungry channel, where today, because of this week's food poll, we're headed back to Burger King to check out their latest theme-based Whopper, bring it back to the studio for a very thorough examination, give it the score that it really deserves, right here within the city limits of Fairmount, Georgia. Weston and Sarah, congratulations for tying the knot. Peter and Zoe, congratulations for keeping it tied. Elvis, Cassidy, thank you for supporting the channel, and happy birthday to you. Jake, Tobias, Shaw, Odie, Matt, and Matt, Ethan, Morgan, and Jonathan, I want to wish each and every one of you a very hungry happy birthday. With that business behind us, it's time to move on to Burger King to check out their newest limited time menu. Based on the new movie, How to Train Your Dragon, consisting of the Dragon Flame Grilled Whopper, the Fiery Dragon Mozzarella Fries, Soaring Strawberry Lemonade, and the Viking's Chocolate Sundae. The Dragon Flame Grilled Whopper, which is what we're doing today, consists of 1/4 pound flame grilled beef patty, 1 slice of American cheese, 2 strips of bacon, and you know I'll be counting, tomatoes, lettuce, and onions, pickles, ketchup, and mayonnaise, on a red and orange marbled hamburger bun. And according to Burger King, made with natural spices and vegetables. Whatever that means, your guess is as good as mine. If you happen to know, leave it in the comments. A single a la carte Dragon Burger will stunt your diet with 870 calories. I have the full nutritional information on the screen and in the description below. If you're gonna fall prey to this ad campaign and must have one of these, a single Dragon Flame will drain your wallet to the tune of $7.99, making a medium combo for $12.29 before taxes in Georgia. Is this hyped up burger worth the upcharge? Will this thing even pass the Joe is Hungry temperature test? Well, we're about to find out when we roll the drive-thru at Burger King in Cartersville, Georgia.
Hi, welcome to Burger King. What can I get for you?
Could I get 4 Fiery Dragon Whoppers?
Just a sandwich of the meal.
Just the sandwiches.
Alright, what else for you?
That's all I want.
$34.20 at the first window.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Dragon Whopper?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can pull up for me, I'll bring it out to you.
Penalty box right there. Got it.
Pull up right up there. Yeah.
All right. We are now in the proverbial penalty box at Burger King. Hopefully, they're going to cook them to order so they will pass the Joe is Hungry temperature test. I've got my Dragon Flame burgers. Let's get out of this penalty box and do the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Dragon Flame number 1 is 124.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Dragon Flame number 2 is 129.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Dragon Flame number 3 is 135.1 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've been watching my channel, you know for a fact that I like my temperatures at 140 degrees or above. Hotter is always better. I've said it over and over again. And you'd think with a name like Dragon Flame that it would be a lot hotter. And I know they're mixing hot and cold ingredients, but I still think it should be warmer than that. In fact, I know they can do it. They've done it before with me. So today, Burger King, Cartersville, you fail the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Now it's time to peer deep inside, count every piece of bacon, get ready for a full Dragon Flame autopsy, head back to the studios and do the Joe is Hungry weight test. Well, Burger King, you kind of sunk that temperature test today. I guess maintaining safe temperatures is not part of your ethos. Well, Let's see if you can hold it together when we take off for this packaging. In other words, we're going to set the chair on the scales. Dragon Flame number 1 weighs in at 11.90 ounces or 337 grams. Dragon Flame number 2 weighs in at 11.45 ounces or 325 grams. Dragon Flame number 3 weighs in at 11.60 ounces or 329 grams. Well, the difference between the heaviest and the lightest is less than 10% of the average weight of all three. So today, Burger King, you pass the Joe is Hungry consistency weight test. Well, Burger King, it looks like you have portion control down pat this time. I think maybe you need to focus a little bit more on maintaining safe temperatures. Well, Burger King, they don't have serving weights in their nutritional information. There is little I can do about that except add them all up, average them out, do the math, and you come up with a middle-of-the-road price of 69 cents an ounce, which leads us on to the next test, the one and only, the Joe is Hungry Big Reveal. This is what it looks like, and this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it looks like, and this is what it's supposed to look like. We've seen what it looks like, and we saw how much it was. As far as the price, it's really not that bad. I'll give them that this time. As far as what it looks like, from my point of view, we have some crush factor going on, but then again, Burger King, in my opinion, invented add photo puffing. And then there's the issue of the bacon. I know you're all are wondering about it, and I just happen to have some post-autopsy photos right up here on the screen. And from what I see, I have 1 1/2 slices of bacon, or 3 half slices of bacon. Maybe they're taking lessons off of Wendy's, I don't know. But clearly, the photos in the ads and adding on bacon shows 2 slices. What a shame. I guess Burger King, you gotta cut corners somewhere to try to make up. Anyway, that only leaves one more thing to do, and that would be the one and only, the Joe is Hungry bite test. So it is bite test engage.
I don't really care. I'm going offline forever. Get out of my hair. I weaken all my core values. I haven't missed a thing. None of that is real. Put the love on me, all the energy. I don't really care. I'm going offline forever.
The bread appears to be soft, fresh, and very crushable, but absolutely no difference in the taste department. The meat, besides being lukewarm, was cooked all the way through. The tomatoes were crunchy, but had almost no flavor. The pickles, onions, and lettuce seemed to be crispy and fresh. The bacon was savory, when you could find it. I could taste the cheese. I could taste the ketchup and mayonnaise, which really helped out with the flavor combinations. With that being said, let's turn back to the first chapter, see what happened with Shadow Joe, and do the Joe is Hungry Sneakadoodle Bite. Sneakadoodle Bite number 1. Sneakadoodle Bite number 2. Sneakadoodle Bite number 3. It definitely could have been a lot hotter. In fact, it is just barely lukewarm. What a shame. I know they can make it hotter than this. Well, I can taste the lettuce, I can taste the mayonnaise, I can see the tomatoes, but I really can't taste them. I see a very small amount of bacon in there. I can barely taste it. Now it's time to give this thing a score. If you don't know my scale is 1 to 10, 9 being the best. Anything above 9 is a once in a lifetime experience and almost never achieved. 5 and down is that slippery slope to the pits and depths of fast food hell. So let's go ahead and give this the number that it truly deserves. Burger King. What we have here is a bacon and cheese Whopper with some pretty bread and about $1 upcharge. Nothing special in the flavor department at all. And normally I would have gone mid-5s, maybe a high 5, I don't know. But with that temperature test and scamming me on the bacon, today I'm gonna have to go 4.3. That is my number. This is my review, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.